So next one is conditional statements and if statement. Okay. So whenever you write a condition, you will be using some of the relational operators. So it can be greater than symbol, or it can be less than symbol, or it can be greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to. So these are all comparison operators or relational operators which are used while writing the conditional expression. So now let's see this if statement. The general syntax of the if statement is if followed by conditional expression. And if this conditional expression is evaluated to true, in that case, the block of statements will be executed. That is, body of the if statement will be executed. Okay. Suppose if this condition is evaluated to false, then it will not execute block of statements, but it will directly go out of this block. Now let us consider this example. X is equal to int of input of what's x. So first you are taking value of x and then you are taking value of y. Now you are checking the conditional expression x less than y. If this conditional expression is evaluated to true, in that case the associated block of statements will be executed, and in this block it will print x is less than y. Okay. So let me give you an example to understand this much better. So first x is equal to, okay, and in the output screen you will see what's x, and you will enter value of x. So let us suppose value of x as 10, and later it will print what's y, and let us suppose you are entering value of y as 20. Now x value is currently 10 and y value is considered as 20. Now if you look at this conditional expression x less than y, which is a 10 less than 20, condition is true, associated statement will be executed, which means it will print x is less than y. It will print x is less than y. Next, consider this program where you will see multiple conditions. Okay. So let us understand this code. First value of x is taken and then value of y is taken, and later it will check x is less than y or not. If suppose x is less than y and this condition is true, then it will print this statement, which means x is less than y will be printed. And later it will again check this conditional expression x greater than y. So whenever this is true, then this will be false. And also this will be false, isn't it? Any one of this condition will be evaluated to true, isn't it? So let's see here different values of xy combination. So let us suppose x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 20. So in this case 10 is less than 20, condition true, and it will print x is less than y. Okay. Suppose if you are considering x is equal to 20 and y is equal to 10. In this case 20 less than 10 condition will become false and 20 greater than 10 condition becomes true, and it will print x is greater than y. Suppose consider x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 5. In this case you can observe x less than y will be false and even x greater than y will be false, but x double equal to y, that is 5 double equal to 5 condition will be true and associated statement will be executed, which is x is equal to y will be displayed. Okay. So this is how it will work. Clear? So we'll write couple of programs related to if statement here. First you can see Okay, this particular program is write a program to determine whether a person is eligible to vote. Okay, so here I'm going to make use of the if statement that we have discussed. So let's start coding this. Okay, so I'll consider age. Age is the variable. Okay, and we want to take this age variable value as input, right? Okay, so in this input, you can prompt the user to print. Okay, enter your age. Okay, yes or no? So you can just write enter your age. So once the user enters the age, this input function automatically takes the input and stores it in the form of a string. So I want to convert this into integer data type. For this purpose, I'm going to perform typecasting here, int. Okay. So now the value of age is ready currently. Okay. So we can write if statement. Okay. So in the if statement, suppose we can check the condition like this: age greater than or equal to 18. So in that case, we can say, eligible for voting. So print eligible for voting. Okay, like this. So since this particular block is over, okay, here we can write any other statement, or simply you can leave here and just execute the code. Okay, suppose I want to write a statement X. Okay, like this: print. Okay, your age is, okay, print. I'm going to print the age of that particular person like this. So let me execute this code. Okay, now you need to enter your age. Okay, for example, if I have entered 17, okay, it is going to print your age is 17. Yes or no? Suppose if I execute like this, okay, enter your age. So in that case, let's suppose I have entered, okay, 20. Eligible for voting, your age is 20. So like this, it is going to display. Clear? So this is how it is going to work. Okay. So next, we'll take or we consider another program related to this. Okay. So the program is write a Python code to check the entered character is alphabet or digit. Okay. So for this purpose, I have to read a character, right? So for this purpose, we can ask or prompt user to enter a character basically. Okay. Suppose I'll consider ch is equal to, okay, I'll take input like this and print enter any character, enter any character. So the character will be taken as input and it is stored in ch. Yes or no? So after taking the input of the character ch, now you have to check whether it is alphabet or digit. So we have some built-in functions like, for example, ch, okay, contains basically this character ch dot is alpha determines whether it is alphabet or not. Okay, similarly, ch dot is digit. Okay, this particular function will check whether this is a digit or not. Okay, so let's implement this ch. Okay, for this purpose we'll take a if statement here. If ch dot is alpha, you can see that particular function is alpha. Okay, in that case, okay, so we can say print character is alphabet. Okay, so similarly you can write another if. Okay, so one more thing here, we have to put colon, right? Okay, if ch dot is digit. Okay, colon print character is a digit, like this. So let's execute this particular code. So enter any character. Okay, so a character, let us suppose I have entered like 2. 2 is the character I have entered. So this is showing character is digit. Character is digit. Okay, suppose I have executed another time here. Okay, so in that case I am entering capital H. So character is alphabet. This is how it is going to work here. Okay, so like this you can implement. So suppose you want to check whether the character is a space or not. In that case, you can add one more function like this. If ch dot is a space, in that case, you can print. Okay, character is space. Okay, now you can execute here and okay, you can enter space like this. Immediately it is going to show you character is space. Okay, so like this it is going to work. Clear? So next one is if else statement. In case of if-else statement, this is the general syntax of if-else statement. Okay. So first it will check the conditional expression. If this conditional expression is evaluated to true, then this block of statements will be executed. Suppose if this condition is evaluated to false, then it will go to the else block and it will execute block of statements which are inside this else block. Okay. So let's see an example here for if else statement. Now in the output screen it will display what's x, because we are writing inside this input function to prompt this particular message. And the moment you enter value of x, let us suppose you have entered value of x as 7. Now this 7 will be taken into x and it will check this conditional expression, that is 7 mod 2 double equal to 0. Condition true or false? Condition will become false. Now it will go to the else block and it will print odd. Okay, in this case it will print odd. Now let us consider another scenario where you are considering x value as 6. Okay, so in this case again it will check this conditional expression 6 mod 2 double equal to 0. Condition will become true, so the associated statement will be executed, which is even will be displayed as part of the output in this case. Okay, in this example we'll see how to write a nested if statement. So for this purpose we'll implement code in order to find biggest among two given numbers. Biggest among two given numbers using nested if statement. Okay, so very simple. Here I'll keep on adding cases, like there can be a couple of cases where a is greater than b, the other case is b is greater than a, and there is one more case where a and b are same. Okay, so let us first read value of a and value of b. Okay, so enter value 1. Okay, now similarly I'll also read b value here, so which is enter value 2. Okay, now we'll first check like this, if a is not equal to b, so then only we are going to check whether a is greater than b or not. If suppose a is greater than b, in that case I'll print a is biggest. Suppose a is not equal to b and also a is not greater than b, in that case we can say clearly b is biggest. B is biggest in that case. And also we can write one more case which is an else block here. Whenever a is not equal to b, in that case you can have a print statement saying that both a and b values are same. Okay, both values are same. Okay, so just like this. And one more thing is, suppose you want to print exact value, in that case you can write a here. Okay, and similarly here also I want to print the exact value, then I'll write b here. Okay, so let's run this code and see the result. Enter value 1. So I'm entering value 1 as 15 and value 2 as 46, and you can see the result is 46 is biggest. So now let us enter value as 12 and another value is 7. Okay, and you can see the result. 12 is biggest. Okay. Now in this case I'll give equal values, that is same value. Consider 10 is the value 1 and value 2 is also 10, and you can see the result, both values are same, that is going to be displayed here. Okay, so this is how you can write a nested if statement. This is considered as the outer if statement and this is considered as an inner if statement. Okay, so control enters inside this inner if and only if outer if condition is evaluated to true. Okay, if suppose the outer if condition itself is evaluated to false, then it will directly enter into the else block and execute this statement. Okay. So next one is elif statement. Whenever you want to write multiple conditions, we can go for elif statement. And this is considered as multi-way selection statement. Out of multiple blocks, one block will be executed. So let's see the syntax of this if elif else statement. So look at this syntax. First condition 1 or conditional expression 1 will be executed. If this is evaluated to true, then this code block will be executed. That is, code block 1 will be executed. Suppose if this condition 1 is evaluated to false, then it will check condition 2. If suppose this is also evaluated to true, okay, then code block 2 will be executed. So what happens when conditional expression 1 is evaluated to false and also conditional expression 2 is evaluated to false? In that case, it will directly enter into the else block and it will execute this code block 3. Okay. So you can observe only one block out of these 3 blocks will be executed. And whenever you want to write more and more conditions, then you can write similarly with the help of elif. Okay. So we can say this particular part can be repeated. Okay. Now let's see this example of considering x and y values. So in the output, first it will display what's x. Let us suppose you have entered value of x as 5 and also value of y you are entering as 5. Now it will check this condition 1, which is 5 less than 5. Condition becomes true or false. So condition will be evaluated to false. Okay. Suppose if this condition is evaluated to false, then it will go for this condition, x greater than y. 5 is greater than 5. Condition becomes again false. Now it will go to the else block and it will print x is equal to y. Okay. So this is the output in that case, isn't it? Now consider another case where you will take different values of x and y. Okay. So consider in this case I'm taking x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 9. Okay. Now you see this condition 1 or conditional expression 1. 3 less than 9. Condition becomes true and it will print x is less than y. Okay. So let us suppose we are considering different values of x and y. Okay, x value I am considering as 13 and y value as 9. So now first condition 13 less than 9, condition will become false. So it will go to this block and it will check 13 greater than 9, condition becomes true and it will print this statement, x is greater than y. Okay, it will print x is greater than y like this. Next one is we'll write a program in order to find the relation among two given numbers. Okay. So the relation between two numbers can be like both the given values can be same, or the first value is greater than the second value, or it can be second value greater than first value. So let us implement here. First we'll check a value and b value. A is greater than b and here we can print A is biggest. Okay, and we can write one more condition here, elif A double equal to B. Okay, so whenever A, B values are same, in that case we can display both the given values are same. Okay, suppose if this condition is also evaluated to false, then finally we have a else block which can display B is biggest, because A is not greater than B and also A is not equal to B. In that case we can say clearly B is greater than A, so it can print B is biggest. Okay, so let's run this code and see the result. Enter value 1. I'm entering value 1 as 19 and value 2 as 28, and you can see this is printing 28 is biggest. And enter value of 1. Okay, that is first value you have to enter. This time I will enter value as 9 and even value 2 is 9. In that case it will display both the values are same. So in the next case, consider A value as 9 and B value as 4. So this will display 9 is biggest. Okay, so all the three different cases we have covered, and this is how this program works with the help of elif statement. In this video we'll discuss about while loop in Python. So first, this is the syntax of the while loop. While followed by conditional expression. If suppose this conditional expression is evaluated to true, in that case these statements will be executed repeatedly until this conditional expression is evaluated to false. Okay, so I'll show you here clearly how this syntax can be expanded. So whenever we write any loop, generally we write initialization statement, then conditional expression, and also update statement. So for this construct, you can see initialization. This is going to be an initialization of the loop variable, and after that we will write while conditional expression, and when this condition is evaluated to true, then block of statements will be executed. And we have this block of statements. One of the statement will be update statement. So this will update the loop variable so that it will move to the next iteration. So let's see the corresponding flow chart for this. Okay. So if you consider the corresponding flow chart here, for while loop, first consider initialization. Okay, initialization will be done. After initialization, it will check the conditional expression. Suppose if this conditional expression is evaluated to true, in that case block of statements will be executed. Okay, so this is block of statements will be executed, and one of the statement will be the update statement. So after executing this update statement, control is transferred back to execute this conditional expression. And the moment the conditional expression is evaluated to false, it will go out of the loop. So let us suppose statement X is lying outside the loop, then it will execute statement X. So this is the flow of execution for the while loop. Okay. Now let's see an example for the while loop. So consider this example, and you can see in this example clearly value of I is considered as 0. First it will execute the conditional expression. So 0 less than 3 is executed, condition true or false. Condition true. An associated block of statements will be executed. So which means in the output it will display hello, and after displaying hello, I value will be incremented by 1. So value of I will become 1. Now 1 less than 3, condition true. When this condition is true, associated block of statements will be executed. Again, hello will be displayed. In the next iteration, I equal to I plus 1, value of I will become 2. 2 less than 3, condition becomes true. Again, block of statements will be executed. Hello will be displayed. And after that, again I equal to I plus 1. So this will be 3 less than 3. This time conditional expression is evaluated to false. So the block of statements will not be executed. So overall this will be the output. Okay. So consider the next one. Now we can also use else block along with this while loop. Okay. So let's go through this program. First, I is equal to 0. Initially, value of I is 0. And look at the conditional expression I less than 4. 0 is less than 4. Condition becomes true. And it will modify I value. So you can see I is equal to I plus 1. 0 plus 1 value will become 1. And then it will print value of I. So in the output, this will display value of I as 1. In the next iteration, value of I is currently 1. 1 less than 4 condition becomes true. I equal to I plus 1. You can see 1 plus 1 value will be 2. So now it will print 2 also. In the next iteration, I value will be currently 2. 2 less than 4 condition becomes true. I is equal to I plus 1. 2 plus 1 value will become 3. Now value of 3 will be displayed. And in the next iteration, again you can see here, since value of I is 3, 3 less than 4, condition becomes true. Okay. Now I is equal to I plus 1. This will be 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. And it will print 4 also. Okay. So after printing 4, now it will check again conditional expression. This time it will be 4 less than 4. Condition will become false. So it will go to the else block and it will print this statement. It means no break will be displayed. No break will be displayed here. Okay. So this is how it will work along with the else block. So in this video, we'll write a program in order to find the sum of first 10 natural numbers. Okay. So let's start making use of while loop and solve this problem. Okay. So first, what is the initial value? I'll consider I is equal to 1 because this is sum of first 10 natural numbers. So the last value should be 10. So I'm going to write I less than or equal to 10. Now when this condition is true, we have to perform sum of those numbers. For that purpose, I'll take another variable like total and its value is initialized to 0. Okay. So in every iteration, I'm going to add this value to total. So this will be total equal to total plus I. To proceed to the next iteration, I'll increment value of I by 1. Okay. And finally, once we obtain this total, we are going to print the result. Okay, so I can write here sum of first 10 natural numbers is, so the entire sum is basically maintained inside a variable called total. Okay, so we can write the same variable total here. Okay, so let's run this code and see the result. You can see sum of the first 10 natural numbers is 55. You can also start adding these values and see the same result. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up to so on plus 10. Okay, so that will give you the result as 55, isn't it? Yes, next one is we need to write a program in order to display the count of digits in the given number. So if you consider the given number like 158, how many digits are there in this number? This is one digit, this is second one, this is third one. So total there are 3 digits in the number, right? So finally you have to display the output as count of digits is 3. Okay. So let's solve this one. So first of all you need to read the input. Okay. So consider n is the variable which is used to store that value. Okay. So int of input of enter any number. So that is what shown in the input. Okay. Now once the user enters the number, we have to count how many digits are there. So for that purpose, I am taking a variable called count and its value is 0 initially. Okay. So let's write a while loop here. Okay. So while this n value is greater than 0, so we can actually extract the data. Okay. So digit by digit we need to extract here. So first consider d is equal to n mod 10. Okay. So we are going to extract the last digit and then immediately we are counting it. Okay. So we don't even need to extract the last digit, just simply perform counting. So write count equal to count plus 1 here. Okay. Now remove the last digit. That is enough. N is equal to n double slash 10. Okay. So we are removing the last digit. In the next iteration, we are counting the second digit also, and we are removing that digit. Okay. And so on like this. So finally, the count is actually available inside a variable called count. Now we can print. Okay. So in the output, you can see count of digits. So this is what given. So the same thing I'll write here. And the count is represented with the help of variable called count itself. Okay. So let's run this code and see the result. Enter any number. So I'm entering a number as 158. And you can see the result, that is count of digits is 3. Suppose if I run for another number like 12,456, so you can see count of digits is 5. There are 5 digits in this particular number, isn't it? Like this. Now in this video we'll discuss about concept of for loop. Okay, so let's see here. In Python, we write for loop using this particular syntax. So for followed by variable in iteratable. So it can be a list or it can be a tuple, or you can generate a list of elements also. Okay. And you can in fact use range function. Okay. And these statements are considered as part of this for loop. So whenever this condition is met, immediately these block of statements will be executed. Okay. So let's see this example clearly, how this is going to work. So this comes under range function. Using range function, whenever you write a range function with a single parameter like value, then this range function is going to iterate or generate values starting from 0 up to less than this value. I can say up to value minus 1 it will generate. Okay. So from this for loop, you can see this loop variable is going to generate numbers starting from 0 up to value minus 1, which is 10 minus 1, it is 9. So in every iteration, it has to print value of I, which means in the output, this is going to display value of I value, which is 0, and then 1, then 2, and so on up to 9 it will display. Okay. So next, consider this example. So in this example, you can observe total equal to 0 initially, and this is the for loop and the range function with two parameters. So there is another syntax for the range function with two parameters where you have to mention first parameter as a start and the second parameter is end. Okay. Now this is going to iterate from the starting up to end minus 1. Okay. So which means here this is going to generate range of values starting from 1 up to 5 minus 1, which is 4. Okay. So this actually considers I is equal to 1 in the first iteration, and it will add this I value to total. This will be 0 plus 1, which is 1. In the next iteration, I value will become 2. And this will add this I value, which is 1 plus 2, value will be 3. In the next iteration, it will consider I value as 3. And this will add like this, total equal to total plus I, which is 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. In the next iteration, I value will be 4. So this time total is equal to total plus I, which is 6 plus 4, value will be 10. Okay. So in the next iteration, I value will become 5, and 5 is basically outside this range. Okay. And finally, this will display value of total in the output. So in the output, you will see total value as 10. Okay. Just like this. Now consider this example of using for loop with else block. Okay. So let's see here how this is going to work clearly. Now I'll consider this for loop starting from I value from 1 to up to less than 4. So this will work up to less than 4, which means whatever values that will generate will be 1, 2, 3. Okay, these are the values generated for variable I. Okay. So in the very first iteration, I is equal to 1. So this is going to display I value, which is 1 as the output. It means in the output, this will display 1 as value. In the next iteration, I value will become 2. Again, that is in the range, so that will also print 2. In the next iteration, I value will become 3. So that will print 3 also. In the next iteration, I value will become 4. And 4 is out of this range. So this will go to the else block now, and it will print no break. Okay. This is going to print no break. Clear? So this is the corresponding output for this program. Now we can also make use of this for loop in order to access the list of elements. First, understand how you can write list of elements. So consider students is equal to, I have written list of elements like John, Harry, Ron, like this. Now I'm going to print this students of 0, which means this is the index for this particular item inside the list, and this is the index, and now this is the index for this item inside the list. Now the moment I print students of 0, then in the output this is going to display the first student, which is John. Okay, and later it is printing students of 1, which means Harry will be displayed, and later students of 2, now it will display Ron. Okay, this is how it will display list of elements. Next, how can I access these list of elements with the help of for loop? So simple, you can also write this list of elements and start accessing with the help of for loop. So for student in students list, so this actually considers this list exactly and iterates over this list of items. So in the very first iteration, it will consider the very first item inside the list and it will display. So the output is similar to the previous program, but in this case, we are accessing with the help of a for loop in order to display all these items inside the list. So after printing the first student name, then second student name, and then third student name, like this. Okay. So this is how you can make use of for loop in order to access the list. Okay. Yes, sir. In this video, we need to write a program in order to display the numbers from 1 to n. So for this, input enter value of n. Let us suppose value of n is entered as 10. In that case, the output must be displayed starting from 1 up to 10, because 10 is representing the n value. And you can see this program is to display the numbers from 1 to n. Okay. So let us implement this program using for loop. So first you have to read value of n. Okay. So using input method, you can read by prompting the user to enter value of n. Okay. So once the user enters value of n, using for loop, you can iterate and display numbers up to n. Okay. So for I in range of, okay. So starting from 1 up to n, which means the stop value must be n plus 1, so that it will iterate up to less than n plus 1, that is starting from 1 up to n, it will iterate. In every iteration, I am going to display value of I. Okay. And I'll give some tab space. Okay. Not exactly tab space, a single space. Okay. Suppose if you want to give any tab space, then you have to write /t. But right now, I want only a single space. Okay. So let's run this code and see the result. Enter value of n. Okay. I'm entering value of n as 10. And you can see the result. This is going to display starting from 1 up to 10. Okay. In this video, we'll write a program in order to find the factorial of a given number using for loop. So let us consider a sample input for this. First, you need to prompt the user to enter value of n. Let us suppose the user has entered value as 5. Then you have to display the output as factorial result is 120, because 5 factorial is 120, which is calculated using 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, or you can also calculate like 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5, which is 120. Okay. So let's solve this one. First, we will prompt the user in order to enter value of n. So int of input of, so enter value of n. So once the user enters value of n, now consider f is equal to 1. F equal to 1 is representing factorial result. Initially, I'm considering f equal to 1 because for multiplication initial value is 1, so that whatever value that you are multiplying will get the correct result. Okay, so using for loop we'll iterate for I in range of up to n plus 1. Okay, so starting from 1 we will iterate. In every iteration I'll multiply with I. Okay, so f equal to f into I, isn't it? Now let us display the corresponding result here. Factorial result is, so let's display the factorial result here, which is f. Okay, so let's run this code and see the result. Enter value of n. This time I'm entering value of n as 5, and you can see the result, which is factorial result is 120. Okay, now let's run here. Enter value of n. This time I'm entering value of n as 3, and you can see the result is 6. Okay, now this problem clearly works by iterating I value starting from 1 to n plus 1. Okay, and also remember here what happens when you are finding 0 factorial. Okay, this code is going to give you the result as 1. 0 factorial is 1. Okay, and what happens when you're trying to give a negative number as input? So you can see minus 3 I am giving. So you have to display something saying that it is going to work only for positive numbers or 0. Okay, and it is not going to work for negative values. Okay, for that purpose you can actually write an if-else statement here. If suppose the moment n value is less than 0, okay, n value is less than 0, in that case you have to display n value must be non-negative value. Okay, and when this condition is false, okay, which means whatever value that you have entered is either positive value or 0, in that case you can start computing factorial of the given number and then display the result, factorial result. So enter value of n. I'm entering a negative value like minus 3, and it is going to display n value must be a non-negative value. And one more thing is again here you should not keep this print statement here. Why? Because it is again printing factorial result is 1, which is incorrect. So let's do this. Okay, keep this inside the else block. Now this will work fine. Enter value of n. I'm entering value of n as minus 3, and it is going to display n value must be non-negative value. Now let us suppose I am entering a positive value like 4, then it will give you the 4 factorial result, which is 24. And also if I give its value called 0, then it will display factorial result is 1, just like this.